Kutenda tinoona mulomo yambutsa Chopo anosara asina chinhu mwariwe Magwaro anoreva mulomo yambutsa Chopo akasara asina chinhu mwariwe Kutenda makamu yambutsa Chopo akasara asina vana mwariwe Kutenda makamu yambutsa Chopo akasara asina pfuma mwariwe Kutenda makamu yambutsa Kutenda munomira naye mwariwe Kutenda makamira naye mwariwe Kutenda munomira naye mwariwe Kutenda makamira naye mwariwe Vayapita akanga onyura mwariwe Norudo rwenyu makamunyura mwariwe Pita akanga onyura mwariwe Nokutenda makamunyura mwariwe Tinoa katigo simudza we Tinoa katigo simudza Tinoa katigo simudza we Tinoa katigo musangano Tinoa katigo simudza Tinoa katigo musangano Tinoa katigo
Rekenzange nokuthi makadi kuma-TV mana esenyika nditsho ninjani lizwe lonke. Welcome to Change Radio News Review. Mazuva ezimusi weSunday kudai tichisangana tichikupai all the stories making the headlines in Zimbabwe and across the borders of Zimbabwe and within the world and within Zimbabwe. Today we have a plethora of topics that we are going to deal with that has been happening throughout the week, throughout the day. And before we get into details of our headings today, I'm going and I'm moving with Mambo Sose. Mambo Sose, meet the viewers and listeners.
Magadi Muria Zimbabwe, thank you so much for joining. It has been a long time, but Change Radio is here. Change Radio is back and will continue to give you the latest news headlines. And today it's a news review. We'll see. You see that from today onwards, you continue to see us every Sunday, same time. So please, those who are here, take a few minutes to share this video with your colleagues in your groups so that we can have a good discussion. There are many things that are happening in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe. Let's discuss. And we also want to hear your views. We want to hear what you think about everything that is happening politically, socially, and economically. So, yes, let's share the video with as many people as possible. DJ Prof Mukanya, kwakadii South Africa.
Mukanya kunoku kuri right. Nhasi tasangana zvemukanya zvoga zvoga.
Yato program yana mukanyas.
Aiwa, zvisinei. Munoziva Mukanya, the world today were sitting, hanzi kugara wakachonjomara. We know that today was a closing of the English Premier. I know the world is supporting football, and I'm not fan of the top teams that actually the three top teams that were playing. Mine is there in the middle of the in the middle of the log, but I know that Mukanya we Arsenal game.
Mukanya musadaro so musandisi kwakadaro handisi kwekoranhu anochema ini.
So yeah, obviously we congratulate the Manchester City for winning the Premier Soccer League for the fourth consecutive time, Mukanya. And I know it's one of the news that our viewers and listeners wants to hear. You can just comment on that.
Yeah, we begin by saying congratulations to Man City. That's what we do for sportsmanship sake. But I'm one of those people that do not like Manchester City. But for the sake of sportsmanship, we say congratulations, Makorokoto, Amshope. They've won, Manchester City have won the English Premier Soccer League title for the fourth year in a row. But in total, they've won 6 championships under Guardiola. You can hate him or love him, but Guardiola is a good coach. And of course, indeed, he has produced a very good team in Manchester City. So Manchester City are the champions. Arsenal, I'm sorry to Arsenal fans that are listening. I know murukuchema vamwe vedu takakuudzai kuti uyai kuchele, uyai kuchelsea kusinganyanya kuchemedza. Nhasi vanhu veArsenal vari kuchema because they only needed to win today and also pray that West Ham United beat Manchester City or draw with Manchester City. But unfortunately, that wasn't to be. Manchester City beat West Ham United, and they have lifted the English Premier Soccer League trophy. Yeah, it's an amazing team, a very good team. So once again, congratulations to Man City, even though I don't like them.
Yeah, I know. When you say that it's better for people, you are trying to lure people to come to Chelsea because I'm so kuchema majaira. I'm just chemi matindi vara.
Tirege unyaya kutaurisa bosi muri veMan U ka muri kungochema muri kuzasi kwedu.
Aiwa, isadambutara matimu ndatizvo nematindi vara. Anyway, thank you so much for commenting on that one. Congratulations once again to Manchester City for lifting the cup. I know people just want to know. Maybe they might want to know also just a glimpse of what transpired in the La Liga today. It's a second from last game. They are finishing next weekend, but there was a dramatic event happening in La Liga. Real Madrid was leading 4-0, a 4-1 in the first at halftime, but the match ended at 4-4. Barcelona beat. They won 2-0, and Atletico Madrid, wow, at home they lost to Osasuna 4-1, and also Cadiz, and they went to the relegation together with Granada and Almeria, because Cadiz could not beat the team that they were playing with today. They were playing Granada. Not Granada went to the relegation rather, but they were playing Granada and they drew a new O, and then they went to relegation. So those are the other highlights of the matches that played today. Obviously, the young of the Premier League, Girona, they managed again to win 3-0 away today. So that's how it plays in La Liga. Yesterday it was Premier League, ABSA Premier League, South Africa Premier League, and they played, and we know that the champions were crowned three matches or 4 matches before Mamelodi Sundowns. Anyway, let's move on to our topics of the day, Chief. Today we are starting with a topic that is, not controversial, but more informative, because a lot of people are still confused and they want to know what is really transpiring within the opposition, who is doing what. So today, Chief, we came up with a topic. It is happening throughout, but this week we think that we need to shed more light and give people, what they want to hear, and so that people can argue from informed point of view. The organizing department of the Triple C / Blue Movement is going through, is going around the country, training leaders. It's led by none other than Honorable Amos Chibaya and Honorable Gift Osalos Siziva. And people know them that they've been traversing around the country, educating, informing people about the way forward. Chief, I think you need to just give us more with regards to that, so that people can, argue from the informed point of view.
Yes, it's important, DJ Prof, that Change Radio does its job and tell the people what is going on and clear the so-called confusion. Some people are saying there is confusion, but once it's explained to you, you understand that there is no confusion at all. Yeah, of course, I should start by thanking our organizing Beru, led by Honorable Chibaya, and also our communications Beru, where we are having Honorable Ostalos Siziva working closely with Honorable Chibaya and others to make sure that the nation is informed of what is going on. There is vibrance on the ground. They have been moving around throughout the country, making sure that people in all the provinces in Zimbabwe know what is going on. And in the process, they are also reorganizing and re-energizing the movement. And that's part of the process of what was happening yesterday, where cluster leaders were being trained. This program is going across the country. As you heard, Honorable Chibaya will try to play the video here where Honorable Chibaya is explaining what is happening. But DJ Prof, it is important that people understand the work that these leaders are doing, because some people are saying they shouldn't be doing that because the president is not there, the president is away. First and foremost, yes, Triple C. We are still Triple C. We are still in a Triple C. Triple C is in existence. The president stepped aside. He did not resign from politics. He just stepped aside. But people need to understand, this is very important. People need to understand that we have assets within this movement. We could not all just leave. It is not strategic. It doesn't make sense. We have deployees in parliament. We have deployees in council. We also have physical assets in most of the provinces, if not all the provinces in Zimbabwe. So you can't just turn your back, walk away to all that, and then you go and start afresh. What you do is you round up. In business, if it was a business, would call it curatorship. That you are now winding down business, and that winding down process, of course, within Triple C, and I'll emphasize that within Triple C is led by Senator Timba, of course, with the help of a committee that was selected or nominated that is helping him to run things. So under the leadership of Senator Timba, the party is rounding down and making sure that the old, is rounded down as we prepare to go to the new. So right now, the president will be on the other side preparing for the new. So at an opportune time, at a strategic time, the bridge to go to the new will be provided, and we'll all move over to the new. But what I want to mention, what is critical again, is the vacuum that is being closed down by the programs that are led by Honorable Chibaya. Imagine, DJ Prof, if there was nothing going on right now. We were not doing any activities. There were no meetings. There were no rallies. It is a vacuum that will be creating. And that's exactly what ZANU-PF want. They want there to be a vacuum. And when there is a vacuum, they bring in their political players. They bring in their prodigies, their stooges that will occupy that space. So you can wake up tomorrow morning if nothing is going on, and Monzora has occupied that space. Shabangu has occupied that space. So it is important, it is critical that that space is occupied. And that's exactly what Honorable Chibaya and Honorable Sizia and many other leaders are doing. So people need to understand that from that perspective, so that we don't continue to say, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? It is important that they do what they are doing as we wind down, as we round up the old, so that we can go to the new. DJ Prof, have I been clear or enough?
Thank you so much. Yes, I think it's clear, Chief. What people just need to get from you is that what Honorable Chibaya and Honorable Sizia and other leaders among them, Farai, Nova, and to mention just a few, is that they are doing very important job. And you mentioned earlier on that, because of the asset, it's our platform of revolution. We cannot just let it go, just kungotsveta futi pasi tototi takutorwa pasi futi dzedu dzine mabara hazvigoni. Tiri muhondo, and we are still in the revolution, and you cannot just throw away the revolution like that. Those who are students of politics knows what exactly what you were saying, Chief, and it's very good that you clear, or you briefly cleared what people are struggling to understand out there, and I think for now, people are going to be speaking from an informed point of view. They must not be confused. It's exactly what those people are supposed to do. Right, Justine, we are also encouraging viewers and listeners, give us all your views that you can comment on our different platforms. We are live now on UDA Facebook page. We are live on Change Radio Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Also, we are live on Paul Madzori YouTube channel. So you can go there and view us and comment. We want to hear your views and comments on what we are discussing here tonight. Chief,
my name is Wejira Munya, reporting for Change Radio here in Masvingo. I'm with Honorable Amos Chibaya, the national organizer. He's going to take us through of what transpired today. Honorable.
Thank you very much, Champion Munya. We are doing an exercise of training coordinators at the constituent level. So today we are in Masvingo. We trained all the coordinators from all the districts of Masvingo. That is 130 coordinators. We also trained our cluster leaders from Masvingo. What we are doing here is to make sure that our coordinators are well trained on their roles and responsibilities, what they're supposed to be doing when they are carrying out their duties. So we have covered about 6 provinces. We are now left with 4 provinces. Tomorrow we'll be in Matabeleland, covering Mat South and Bulawayo province. So this exercise is very, very important because we want to have informed cadres. We want to have cadres who are very clear on what they're supposed to be doing on the ground.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Wish you all the best. My name is Wejira Munya, reporting for Change Radio here in Masvingo.
Right, so that was our Change Radio correspondent in Masvingo, Wejira Munya. My audible, I think, on the okay, sure. So that was like I said, that was Wejira Munya, our Masvingo correspondent, speaking to Honorable Chibaya. Is the story that was presented to you, or that Chief was trying to explain, because people are confused or people have a lot of questions with regards to what is really happening, what are they doing across the country. So I was almost jumping into the next topic, Chief, before we hear Honorable Chibaya speaking, and I started by saying Kurukunzi in Shona vanoti yafa yakaloda. If you put jecha mungoro ukarizadza, then matai obva aponja usati wasvika paunofanirwa kunge uchisvika. Zvinotinetsei. What am I saying here, Chief? We know that Zimbabwe, the government, or ZANU-PF, through the Ministry of Finance and Reserve Bank Governor, has introduced the new currency in Zimbabwe. Initially, it was introduced, but it was not, published. It was still an online money, the ZIG. And now the problem now it's happening is that the ZIG is not circulating in the market to the extent that the transport operators kana kuti vemakombi nevemushikashika, now they've created their own type of ZIG. I don't know if their own type of ZIG, their own type of receipt to to try to get the business going, because there is no ZIG in the economy, in circulation or in the economy. What can you say about that?
We have spoken about the ZIG, and we'll continue to talk about it, because we are Change Radio. We talk about anything and everything that is affecting the citizens. This issue is affecting citizens. Citizens lost their money when the ZIG was introduced, just like they lost their money when the bond was introduced. And it is ordinary people that lose their money. And, because the government itself doesn't lose anything, because as it is, they are not using the bond. They've refused. They are not using the ZIG. They've refused to use the ZIG even at key departments like the passport, at entry points into Zimbabwe, at the border, at airports, even at toll gates. They've refused to use the ZIG. So then they go on and force the ordinary men in the street, the people that are selling their fruits, vegetables, and their wares everywhere. Those are the ones that are being forced to use the rig. The government, if I may say, the government itself has no confidence in the money that they are introducing. They are forcing it on the people. And that's very unfortunate. And like you rightly said, DJ Prof, it was like an online currency when it was introduced. It was not there. It was nowhere to be found. Even now, it's not easily available to the people. And when that happens, when there is an insufficient supply of money in the market, that's when you see the black market coming up, the people selling the ZIG or the US dollar or buying it on the black market. And we have seen what the government is doing, clamping down on those unfortunate people, including Chiwenga, a war vice president, threatening the lives of Zimbabweans, telling Zimbabweans that they are going to maim them. And those are not words. Those are not easy words that should be said by a war vice president. So this whole ZIG thing is a fiasco. It's a fraud to the people of Zimbabwe, and the people should do everything to reject the use of the rig until the government itself is ready to use their own currency. The people must refuse to use the ZIG. ZANU-PF, the government, and the powers that be must begin to use the ZIG before the ordinary men can accept it. So yeah, it's a fiasco.
Yes, Chief, definitely it's a fiasco because we know and we have been living into it. Tato Jaira, Tatindivara, Nambotara Zajde, because we have been, inculcated into different currencies that Zimbabwe is, introduced. We started from zeros with Gono, removing zeros. We went on to, bearer checks. From bearer checks, we went on to all other different kinds of money. But the worst case scenario is even when we had, bearer checks, bond notes, and all sort of things, all sort of money that were published or produced by that time, we could find it on the market. We could find it circulating on the street. Far much different from the ZIG when it was introduced. We couldn't find it. It was an online money, and they said we were just shown pictures, but the money, the real money that you can have a feel it in your hand, you could not actually get it into the. So it simply shows that we are heading for the West. We are heading for the West already. The ZIG started losing even the value before it was even published. So you can see that the government that is leading us, it's actually leading us astray, or rather it does not have the capacity to lead that teapot-shaped country, Chief. So anyway, that will lead me to to speak on the issue of in all these circumstances and in all these situations that we are, scenarios that we are seeing in Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF is still campaigning for Mnangagwa to take the third term again, for him to be the president in 2028. That is, if the elections are going to happen. Because anything can happen with ZANU-PF. They are treating Zimbabwe as their own family business. They are treating Zimbabwe as a spaza shop. they are treating Zimbabwe as a family tuck shop or family business. What do you say about this campaign chief of Mnangagwa to extend his term for a third term, which is against the constitution?
It's madness. It's madness, DJ Prof. It's stupid on the part of a handful ZANU-PF supporters. It's not the majority. It's those people, Masvingo, mostly in Masvingo. Data say nevange kumasvingo. Those are the people. Yeah, those are the people that are leading the charge in trying to get Mnangagwa a third term that he doesn't, which he mustn't have at all. The whole country, the other provinces, they are quiet, and you wonder what they're trying to do. I don't understand what goes on in ZANU-PF's people in their heads, whether they have the heads or not, because there is some excitement, there is something good in having a change of leadership, even within ZANU-PF itself. You know, you just want to see a different leader, a different person. Why should we be forced to have perennial leaders that don't want to leave? We don't want to experience another Mugabe era where we spend 3 decades with one president. Look at what is happening in South Africa. The freedom of expression, the freedom of choosing leaders that we see, you know, being bestowed on our fellow Africans in other countries, in Zambia, in South Africa. You know, right now you saw what was happening, DJ Prof, in South Africa. Zuma getting into the stadium with people, whether they were army or dressed in army uniforms, but they were there. They were allowed to express themselves. They were allowed to do that. Zuma is allowed to have rallies. Malema is allowed to have rallies in South Africa. The opposition is allowed to do what it is supposed to do. The same applies in Zambia, in Malawi, in Mozambique. The Mozambicans, a country of people that we were laughing at. Okay, you play that when I finish. Mozambicans, a country of people that we were laughing at all these years. Now they have a functional democracy. They change leaders willy-nilly whenever they want, whenever they see that this is not working. What is so special about Zimbabwe? What is so special about, are we cursed? You end up asking yourself those questions. Why can't even the people in ZANU-PF themselves, you know, understand that there is something good that comes with a change of leadership, you know, even within ZANU-PF itself? Why are they trying to force Emmerson Mnangagwa? So I'm talking to the people in ZANU-PF right now. Let this man, let this old man go. He has not done anything for you. Look at the chaos that is in the country. Look at the suffering that we are seeing in the country, that we are going through in the country. We can't have another term. We can't afford another term with Emmerson Mnangagwa. So the people in ZANU-PF are the first ones that must understand that they should stop, you know, what they are doing. If it was Mwenewazo, my sister, Grace Mugabe, she would say, stop it. She would tell them that they need to stop pushing for Mnangagwa to have another third term. Because when we suffer, DJ Prof, we suffer together. Even with those in ZANU-PF, we buy in the same shops. What they're just doing, they're creating another year or another term for Mnangagwa to continue to loot, for his children to continue to loot. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we'll end up with one of the sons of Mnangagwa becoming president, especially if they give him another term. He is going to prepare them for that. That one who is in the army will become the vice president, or you become the army general. And that one who is the deputy minister of finance will end up being the vice president very soon. And eventually you will become the president. That is what is happening. Zimbabweans need to wake up. Even those in ZANU-PF. Mukai, wake up.
Yeah, that's true. You're speaking with wisdom, Chief. I know it's more like a modus operandi in African politics. We know 7 in Uganda, and you know, what's his name, Kagame, and all the other people who are, you know, circulating around themselves with their children, their relatives around that. And for sure, you are saying that, you know, the key strategic areas that Mnangagwa is trying to put on his children, it's exactly what you see that they are trying to, you know, to capture every corner. And I was also hearing this afternoon, yesterday, but rather, when I hear that the person who is the lady who is a chairperson of at ZBC is Ms. Rushwaya, is also a daughter of the first secretary in the president's office. The person that was now acting CEO of ZBC was a ZANU-PF youth who is put there. So he's trying, and that boy, let me just say that boy, because he's very young to be a CEO, to run the broadcasting, the national broadcasting services, and the rumor is saying that is one of his very close relative, if not his son. So those things, you know, you must understand that. Thank you, viewers and listeners, for your comments. Mkoma Daston Wacha, we can see you. We can see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for you know, for encouraging us. Continue doing the good job. Mkoma Tonde Musa, you said you salute Change Radio Zimbabwe, Chief Soswe, DJ Prof, and the team. And the way is Mdara Whitehead today. We support you, team Mdara Whitehead. Okay, so Mdara Whitehead today, as per Pandima, munomuona masvondo ese muchamuona zvinyari panapa, tenge chingokwezerana nechinjana zvakadaro. Thank you so much. Welcome your comments, viewers and listeners. Give us your views. Tell us what you think. Tell us where you are watching us from, because we know Change Radio is there worldwide, and you can see us wherever you are. You can hear us wherever you are. Chief, another week of Christopher Mchangwa's son, Neville Mchangwa, another weekend in prison. That is if he's in prison. I still doubt, Chief, because I don't want to lie, because I know they are capable of doing that. That they will tell you that Neville is in a remand prison, yet he is at his house. I still have that. But anyway, let's take it that he has spent another week weekend in custody, with what people term to be frivolous, again, you know, cases that he is being charged on. We had a chance of speaking to different lawyers. Not that we are supporting what he's doing, but I'm saying we have speak with different lawyers, and they try to interpret you know, constitutional clauses to us, and they've got their own views. What do you think about this arrest of Christopher Mchangwa's son, and the political you know, the political environment around the Mchangwas, the Mnangagwas, the Chiwengas, and so forth?
DJ Prof, I don't think anything, because it's nothing. It's yeah, it's a non-event. It's nothing to even talk about. If I had seen that this item was on our list, I would have removed it, because it's just ZANU-PF are playing with us. It's just their gimmicks, their usual gimmicks.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah, they're playing their politics, and when they play their politics, they want Zimbabweans to be involved, and they also want to portray a scenario that they are clamping down on corruption. You know, Mutangwa is that young boy is just a victim of the politics that is happening in Zimbabwe. The reason that is behind bars, he has nothing to do with the crime that he committed. ZANU-PF doesn't go after criminals. ZANU-PF goes after political opponents, like what they do with the opposition, like what they do with our leaders, that they arrest willy-nilly. People that talk about corruption, people that expose corruption, are the people that end up in jail. You know whom I'm talking about. We don't want to give them any coverage, but you know whom I'm talking about, you know. So that's exactly what is happening right now. They're just going after Mchangwa because they are having differences with Muchangwa. Whether the differences are real or it's just a sideshow, one of ZANU-PF's many sideshow that sidetrack us from the main issues that are affecting Zimbabweans, and then we end up getting excited as Zimbabweans. Well, Zimbabweans are excitable. We get excited by things that should not be exciting us. Oh, they are and Mnangagwa are having fights, or it's coming down now, or this time they give you the story of Emmerson Mnangagwa fighting against Chiwenga. It's a bone that they're throwing to us. You know what you do to a dog? You know, you throw it a bone, and then it doesn't bark anymore because it's holding onto a bone. That's what they're doing to us. These are games. These are gimmicks that are playing that they are playing against the people of Zimbabwe. That boy, if he has to be in jail, if he has to rot in jail, so be it. We don't even care. But what we care about is why are the other money changers, the bigger money changers like Mnangagwa's children and other people, and even the governors, because they are all involved. The money that they use, to do the money laundering or change money or buy money, it comes from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. When other people do not have the ZIG, the Mnangagwa children and other people from ZANU-PF will be having the ZIG, and they go around, wiping the US dollars that is in the market. It's something that we saw when the bond was introduced. They give bags of money, sacks of money, and that money is used to go and buy US dollars, and those US dollars find their way into the pockets and the bank accounts of those that have money. So these people that are being arrested, the money changers, they're just victims. They're just victims, and I feel sorry for them. And, I hate him or like him. I like what Tendai Biti is doing, that is representing those people. And he has already said that those people did not commit any crime, did not commit offense. But as I round up, going back to the issue of Mchangwa's son, if he has to rot in jail, let him rot in jail. In fact, we want even Mnangagwa's children to be in that jail and rot in there, because those are the real criminals.
Thank you, Chief. So the important that is, we only want people to hear what you thought about this. I know it's a topic that we know it tends to be very emotional to every Zimbabwean, not only you, Chief, especially when it involves these ZANU-PF gurus' children, because we know we are where we are as a country because of the ZANU-PF misrule, ZANU-PF corruption, ZANU-PF misgovernment, and all those sort of things. Thank you so much. Mkoma Twende Musa said you salute Change Radio Zimbabwe. Thank you so much. We are here. Mkoma Gift Makombe, thank you so much. We can see you. Tell us where you are. Martin Mazai, Hans, keep on doing this, guys. Thank you for the encouragement, and we salute you, viewers, our listeners. Diana or Dina Sizila, Hans, good evening. Our Change Radio, we are waiting for change with the President Nelson Chamisa. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. We are still pushing. We are going to push on. Change Radio is there to give you undiluted information, undiluted news, and so forth. Thank you. Mkoma Makombe, Hans Mozambique. Pariseko pa Mosken. Good right. The guy got good right, and so now comment about Mozambique. Chief, we spoke earlier on about you were commenting and giving the democracy in South Africa with regards to political parties, being allowed to air their views, being allowed to campaign. And I think there is a video. Can you just show us, how this is a new political party, Mkondo Wesizwe, allowed to, to do their rally, to do their marches and so forth. I know you were speaking and the IT department wanted to show it. You cut it off and I just skipped it off. But I think viewers might want to see that. Can you play that for us? Thank you. So that was at Orlando Stadium, where Jacob Zuma, and now the leading, the candidate, if per se, the person who is going to be the leading candidate for Mkondo Wesizwe, the newly formed party in South Africa. Look at the followers, look at the following that Mkondo Wesizwe has, and I'm sure this Mkondo Wesizwe has been on the news for the past 8 months that has been formed, and ANC, all the big political parties are jittering because they don't know who is going to Mkondo Wesizwe, who is not going to Mkondo Wesizwe, who is leaving whichever political party. So this one, from my own perspective, Chief, I think it's a game changer. What is happening here in South Africa, even and as far as where in Cape Town, Mkondo Wesizwe is spread there. People thinking that only Mkondo Wesizwe is in KwaZulu-Natal or KZN. No, it has spread everywhere. That everywhere you go now, because they're electioneering, you see posters, you see people jumping, walking around, traveling around with posters of Mkondo Wesizwe, because they are saying they want Baba Zuma to come back. I had a video earlier on that they even allowed diaspora vote. I saw also a Twitter from President Chamisa saying this is what you're supposed to do as Zimbabwe, to allow Zimbabweans who are far away from Zimbabwe to be allowed to vote. Chief, how do you feel to be allowed to vote from where you are? How do I feel to be allowed to vote from where I am? Those things are supposed to be done by a democratic country, but the democracy of Zimbabwe is only known when you start speaking about ZANU-PF, then they will tell you that we are a democratic country. Hama dzinodiwa, sometimes kana zvinhu zvakunyanya kana chakukwata woza kuti chakuda kuibva. For today, we are going just to speak about our last story. Not least, there is a rumor that the president of Iran was involved in a helicopter accident, and the people, it was one thinking the mountains there in Iran, but the people who were searching, some still saying that he's being still searched because the helicopter disappeared. Some are still saying that the helicopter has been found, and him and the senior army official, the one was a pilot or whatever, died in that crash. Some are saying there were 3 helicopters accompanying him. The 2 have landed well, but the one that the president was with did not land. They call it a rough landing. I don't know what it means by rough landing. I've never I don't have any experience in helicopters and the planes. So rough landing, crash, whatever the term might be. Chief, I don't know, have you heard about this story? Do you want to comment anything about that? I think, Chief, are you there? Okay, Chief is not here. Let me just read the comments from the comment section. Thank you very much, our viewers and listeners, for commenting. We are Change Radio. Tonight, we are giving you Change Radio News Review that will give you every Sunday. Sunday, Wega. We'll be having different, guests to speak. So, can you give us your view? Give us your comment. Kadzonye Mutowa, Mazitaya Kadzonye Mutowa, thank you so much for your comments. Nontando Luli, thank you so much. You are watching from South Africa. Welcome back to Change Radio. Thank you so much. We are there. Elastos Makoki Ngaja, hanzi dzimwe nyaya dzamunodzingirana nadzo hadzina basa. Mutsvangwa scandal, it's a game. So normally the purpose of Change Radio is just to inform people so that people will know what is happening in their country. Because, like I said, Change Radio, we cater for everyone in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe. These things are happening in Zimbabwe, and some people outside Zimbabwe will not even know about this. But we get your point, Estalos, on what you are really saying, because it's one thing that you go and being a referee of the two families or the same family fighting, hands dzemudanga hands pandorwa dzemudanga ndio unodirwa jecha. So we understand you. Hanzi, we don't compare Zuma na Chamisa munhu wa-ED iwe. I'm not comparing Zuma. We are not comparing Zuma and Chamisa, but we were comparing the political parties in South Africa, and we were saying that there is democracy in South Africa. As you can see, that Zuma is being allowed to campaign, and you can see even the crowd that he has pulled at Orlando. We are not comparing anything, and we are not comparing and Zuma and Chamisa. I think the only time that I mentioned the name of Chamisa, I was mentioning with regards to Chamisa saying that he recommend the South African government on what they did to allow the South Africans who are outside South Africa to vote. So the South Africans who are outside the South African country, who are scattered worldwide, they were voting yesterday and today. So that's when only I mentioned about Chamisa, and he said Chamisa is captured. It's a discussion for another day. We cannot dispute your opinion. You might have an evidence to that. As far as we are concerned, as Change Radio, we don't have evidence to that Chamisa is captured, and I would want also to know who is capturing him, who has got the capacity to capture Chamisa. So that's what our comment section is saying. Yakupedzisira hanzi namukoma tinotenda Jawi. Okay, you're watching from Botswana. Thank you so much. Bill, you are wasting your time, because what you are trying to portray here is not what we are representing as Change Radio. Chief, I was asking you, do you have any comment with regards to the rumor of the plane of the Iranian president Rais that crashed? You are not audible, Chief. Yeah, you are not audible. Okay, so while you are sorting, while the Chief is sorting his gadgets there where he is, I think there is a network problem. So Bill, sorry, I'm sorry. ED has does not even a piece, not even an element of capacity to capture Nelson Chamisa. That one I can guarantee you. You might be even able, you might be, as a citizen yourself, Bill, you might be able to capture Chamisa, but not ED. Believe me, that one I can tell you, and I can tell you with all my energy that he cannot. Thank you, viewers and listeners on Change Radio. I think we have come to an end of our discussions of our news review today and our discussion. Give us your comment, like Change Radio on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, so that we cannot be, you cannot miss a lot. Thank you so much. Lastly, Bill, I'm well informed. That's why I am sure. IT department, can you just play us a song so that we can, it's bye-bye for now.
Change Radio. Ayo wakabata uchipula ngoma ramba uchipula ngoma Change radio nepenyu revanhu ndokwatinodzidzwa nhau dzacho